Hi friends, and welcome to this video where I hope to make your life a lot easier. So these are the 10 top tips that I would give anybody who wants to keep a house clean with pets and kids. Before we start, I am Alina Ghost and I do daily mum shorts. I also do 2 long form videos a week for you guys, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already and like this video if you like what I am going to share with you. Let's get straight into it. The first thing that I would say, especially if you've got pets, to groom regularly. And I'm not saying every day. Daily is just a little bit unrealistic, especially for me. So I've decided I'm going to do it at least once a week, and that means just like giving a good brushing, so like a good whole session of like brushing your dog, especially if you've got a long haired dog like I do. I've got a Cocker Spaniel. He's super long haired and he's got long ears as well, so basically they get matted. It's very important to keep him groomed, not only for his own benefit where he is a lot more comfortable, but because by brushing it means that you will have less hair on the floors. And I see such a big difference when I actually do groom him regularly compared to when I don't, because the hair then gets everywhere, and especially the mud as well. So the hairs keep lots of dirt, especially from the outdoors. So by brushing it, it just means they're a lot cleaner, and therefore your floors and your carpets are a lot cleaner as well. This next tip is something that has revolutionized the way we live as a family. It's a lifestyle more than a hack, but just do the one touch. What that means is that instead of putting your coat on the banister when it should actually go on the coat hanger, the coat rack, or the coat hook, whatever you have at home, you put that straight away, the one touch. You don't put it on the banister to then put it away somewhere else. You put it away straight away. Same way that you take off shoes and we put it in the porch where they should go and not just lying around the house. The one touch means that everybody can contribute. Not only is it for you, but for your partner, your kids as well should be doing this from day dot. As soon as they come back from preschool, from school, they need to be taking care of their things. And it's not just about coats and shoes, but it's about anything. For example, when you finish eating dinner, you put it straight into the dishwasher rather than leaving it on the worktop. So those things just make life a lot easier. It means a tidy environment for everybody, and it means taking care of your things straight away rather than leaving it for your future self to do later. Decluttering often is another great idea, because I think that the less items you have, the less clutter is around, the less items you need to dust, and therefore your life is a lot easier. So I would recommend, if you do try and declutter, make sure that you have a black sack to put those items into, so that you don't keep looking at the bag or through the bag and then change your mind on items. That's something I've learned from another YouTuber called Natalie Bennett. She's like the queen of going from messy to minimal. So she's done loads of decluttering videos. I'll link her down below. Make sure you go and check her out. But basically it's about decluttering your environment to make sure you are at peace. And I'm not saying go minimalistic. I'm just saying make sure that you have less items that you need to look after, especially if you're a busy person, because the less items you have, the less you need to clean and sort out and put away. I personally absolutely love a good smell, and that is including softeners, fabric conditioners. You want to make sure that everything around your house, including your clothes that you are wearing, smells nice. I would definitely recommend Outdoorsy. I think it's called Outdoors or Outdoorsy from Tesco. It's their new range, fabric range. Pretty sure it's Lenore, but I'll add a link down below for you guys. I absolutely love the new smell, and I would recommend just having nice smelling clothes, because not only clothes but also towels and other fabrics. You know, you'd use blankets on the sofas, which we'll talk about in a minute, but it just means your house is always smelling nice and fresh. And if you have and invest in a good fabric softener and conditioner, it just means that your items will smell nicer for longer. It's just so lovely to have a fresh smelling home, especially if you like change the bedding. You know, the fresh smell of bedding, you know, the crispness as well. It's just a matter of investing in the things that make it smell nice and actually clean as well, especially if you've got muddy pets and mucky children. Washable covers on sofas is like a must, especially if you've got pets you've got those mucky paws, especially if they go on the sofa. I had one big dog that never went on the sofa, but this one very much does. He loves a good cuddle, and he does get mucky, especially when he just goes outside in the garden and then comes back. So I very much recommend just having some blankets. But also, if you've got toddlers, if you've got kids, they've got mucky hands. They're always like eating something, right, or spilling drinks, and it's just a natural thing for them to do, right? So it's just a matter of just protecting your furniture, making sure that it's lasting as long as possible. You can just pop those covers into the washing machine and they're going to smell nice and fresh again. You can put them out once they've dried, and basically off we go again. But it's a really great way to just keep your environment clean, smelling nice, and basically protected from the wildlife that you have in your house, which are kids and pets. Another tip is everything should have a place or organization where that thing could go. So I recommend having a place where you know those things are always can be found. So it's like organizing your thing in a particular way to make sure that not only do you know where it is, but also you know where that needs to go. Everybody in the family needs to know where that thing goes, so that it's always organized, it's tidy, everybody can find that thing. So I'm not only talking about hoovers and towels and things like that, but I am talking about everything. So for example, I am going to be showing you something that made my life a lot easier with a pet, which is called a mud daddy. So instead of just having it around the house or in the porch, I made sure that it's got a basket that it actually goes into. So basically I found a place for this mud daddy to go into, to make sure that not only do we know where it is all the time, it's also in a good place and position for us to use it because it's in the porch as soon as or before you go into the house, which I'll talk to you in a second about. But it's also in a position where it's organized, it's basically in a basket, it's kept away, it's with like a towel next to it to make sure that it's always got a place. It just means a tidy environment. It also means that you can always find the item that you're looking for. I briefly mentioned mud daddy, and I bet you're wondering what on earth is a mud daddy. But it's revolutionized the way I sort out my pet before he even comes into the house. So something that I would recommend in this next mum hack is to keep the dirt outside. So when it comes to a mud daddy, what I do is use it to clean my dog's paws after every walk before we come into the house. So it's a great way to keep it in the porch because I just do it outside the front door. I hose him down, but it also has a brush too. So basically all of like the grasslings, the leaves that he's got, the branches that have come in matted because he's got long fur. But also it washes down any rainwater, any mud, any dirt that he might be bringing in. Then I use a towel to pat him down and off we come to the house, but in a clean and sorted manner. So basically I would recommend leave the dirt outside as much as possible, and this could include things like wellies as well, or football shoes as well. So they get very muddy, so it's just a way of just keeping it clean. Don't bring it into the house, clean it outside, and then everybody can come in after that. This next one I've actually learned over the years, and I would very much recommend if you're doing any DIY or decorating to get washable paint. Yes, potentially we might have to refresh the paint every couple of years just to make sure to get rid of marks. However, if it's washable, you can actually delay that process by maintaining it, because if it's washable, you can just wipe down the surfaces, especially if you've got muddy dogs again, who are long-haired. They come in with the dirt, they shake it all off, and it goes all onto your walls. So it's just a matter of just like wiping it down, but because it's a washable paint, it's all fine because the paint doesn't actually come off when you wipe it. I would very much recommend that around the house. I personally know that my dog visits every single room in the house, so I do try and invest in most washable paint as much as possible in every room. When it comes to bathing and showering, we actually started to invest in bathroom mats. So they're great ways for safety. So for example, if your dogs and your kids slip, then this is a very good way to keep them safe and make sure that they don't slip in the shower or the bath. However, the bath mats are really also a great way to keep your like shower trays safe and your bath safe as well from those really sharp claws. I think the fact that we got a new puppy coincided with getting, or like redecorating and demolishing the old bathroom and getting a new bathroom in. We were very conscious about not ruining that new bathroom, so we ended up investing in these bath mats. So each time we do wash the dog, whether it's the shower, whether it's the bath, that we always put those down so that his claws didn't ruin it. As a puppy, they have really thin claws as well, so we were quite conscious that it could really ruin, like, you know, the ceramic or whatever it is of like the bath and the shower tray too. So I would very much recommend just like maintaining your environment, protect it as much as possible. Imagine it's a little bit like adding a screen protector to like an iPhone or an iPad. Is just giving it the extra protection that it might need, especially when there's like messy kids around or like pets who can't help it and have quite sharp claws. Last but not least, something I would definitely recommend, especially if you've got a big family, and that is to try and reset every single day. And by that I mean every single night after the kids have gone to bed, or whether the kids are even involved and helping you clean up and tidy your space, so that you can then come down in the mornings to a fresh environment. You will be so much happier if you see a tidy place, if your mind is clear because your environment is clear. So I definitely do recommend you sorting that out the night before. Something that I'm very grateful for is that my husband actually does most of the night shift. I call it the night shift because my brain doesn't like work after 8 p.m. let's say. My husband basically ends up doing the dishwasher, putting that on, washing anything else up, and then tidying up the kitchen. So basically that means that in the mornings I come downstairs, I take out everything, clear the dishwasher, and then we've got everything that we need to start the day, and I feel so much happier when that is done. So I very much recommend it, whether you do it as a whole family for half an hour, whether one of you takes on the job while somebody else does something else, or basically just work as a team to help that get done. I've had comments in the past who were like, how is your house so white and clean and tidy all the time? So these are some of the reasons why, and this is what I live by. So I very much recommend them, and I really hope that you guys enjoy them too and find them useful. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care until next time. Bye.